Market Connect 2011. We are so excited about what we have planned for you today. Today is a celebration about you, and today is really about one word, and that word is pride. Pride in who we are and what we stand for. Pride in Century 21 Award and everything that we've accomplished. Pride in our brand, the new Century 21, and pride about our future. It looks extremely bright. This day is action-packed for you. First off, the speaker that we have on first will be on the job for less than a year and a half. And in this time, he has revolutionized the culture and the vision and the direction of Century 21. The revolution has begun, and we have our new president and his entire leadership team to thank for that. We'll also be hearing from Bev Thorne. She's the Chief Marketing Officer, and she will be detailing our new Smarter, Bolder, Faster campaign. Then, after a quick break, we'll hear from Simon Sinek, who has a great message that is sure to resonate with each and every one of us. So first, let's give a big hand to the President and CEO of Century 21, Rick Davidson.
Good afternoon, good evening. How is everyone? Awesome. Welcome to everyone who's made the journey to SeaWorld. Maybe you and I and several of our friends can see Shamu tonight. I've never met Shamu personally, but here it's quite a show. Really pleased and excited to be here with all of you. And to get started, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for your customers and your clients every day. Thank you for everything that you do for Century 21 Award every day. And thank you for everything that you do for our entire organization, Century 21. We are nothing without our agents, and I want to thank you and give you a round of applause for everything that you are for this organization. Century 21 is at the start of something big. Can you feel the energy in the company? Yeah, I can feel the pulse. It's the beating heart of an organization that has been time-tested over 4 decades. We are 40 years young this year. How many of you knew that? Terrific. This is our 40th anniversary as a company. Yeah, thank you. You know, we're a company that has created prosperity through bright, booming economic expansions, and even through deep, dark real estate cycles like the one that we're going to find ourselves coming out of here in short order. But through it all, we have stood the test of time. The Century 21 brand is very, very strong. You know, I took over leadership of this iconic real estate company in February of 2010. And I got to tell you, when I was offered the opportunity to lead this organization, I thought long and hard about the opportunity that represented for me personally. And as you'll hear from Simon Sinek today, it's really about the why. Why do you want to be in a job like this? And the why for me is because I want to be here to help all of you to succeed beyond your wildest dreams, to reach way down deep inside of yourselves and pull out something that you've never pulled out before and take yourself to a whole nother level. And what that creates not only for you, but for your families and all of those people that surround you within your community. So when I thought about the opportunity to lead this incredible organization, how could I say no? I mean, Century 21 is the only company within the real estate space that has the opportunity to truly dominate in the real estate industry. And that is exactly what we are headed to do as an organization. We want to become the #1 real estate company in the world and be deemed the global leader in real estate transactions. So, what I want to share with you today is talk a little bit about our convention that we have in Las Vegas in March. I want to touch on what we're doing as an organization and what our strategy and our vision is in order to meet our goal as a company. And then I want to share a little bit about what's happening in the greater overall marketplace so that you have an understanding and can share that with your customers. And as part of that process, our Chief Marketing Officer, Bev Thorne, will detail for you everything that we're doing as a company in our 2011 marketing plans. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay. So how many of you celebrated with us at convention? I'll tell you, we had an unbelievable level of energy there. We had almost 4,000 Century 21 professionals. We were all together in Las Vegas. The energy was just palpable. It was just incredible. We celebrated with the Cake Boss, Buddy Valastro. How many of you saw the episode of the Cake Boss? Okay, terrific. Well, you know, when the cake was wheeled in that evening, I felt like I was at a Muhammad Ali fight. You know, the spotlights were on the cake and everybody was cheering. Just tremendous excitement and enthusiasm. And as David indicated, it's really about pride. It's about pride in the brand, pride in being a member of this organization of Century 21. So we wanted to deliver a lot of that pride, and I think that they did a tremendous job through delivery of this cake from Hoboken, New Jersey, out to Las Vegas. In addition, we had some great musical entertainment with REO Speedwagon. For those of you who might be around my age, I happen to be 51. REO Speedwagon was a rock band to be heard back in, call it the late 70s and 80s. And people said, well, why in the world would you have a company? If this is the new Century 21 with all this great energy, why would you have a band from the 70s and 80s? And the thing is they were celebrating their 40th birthday, just like we were, and they were also celebrating the release of their 40 millionth album. So they were a great band, and I don't care what you say or what you think about who they are or what era they came from. They rocked the house. For those of you there, would you agree? Yeah, it was really great. Well, if you've heard me speak before, then you know that the vision for this organization is for us to become the global leader in real estate transactions. What that means is we want to do more real estate transactions than any other company around the globe. And I can tell you that we are not far from achieving that goal. I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit competitive, and so when I think about like what is it that we can achieve together, world domination just seems to like fit right in with everything that I want to try to accomplish. So I hope that you're there with me, because that means we're all going to go together, and we're just going to have this incredible level of success together. So in order to achieve this goal, we have to, of course, have a plan, and we've got to have a strategy in place, and we have to have a vision about what this organization looks like, what we feel like, what we appear to be not only to the industry but to our customers. So what I ask you to do now is just to kind of sit back and in your mind's eye visualize this company as I describe for you the attributes that make us not only the gold standard in the real estate business, but also the envy of all of our competitors. We boast the largest global footprint of any real estate company in the world, and that is true today as we stand here. In fact, did you know that we have more than 1,000 offices more than our closest competitor? How many of you knew that? It's going to take our competitors a long time to try and catch up, and I don't think that they'll ever get there. 1,000 more offices than our closest competitor. We are an organization with 121,000 sales professionals worldwide. We operate in 72 countries and territories. That is 30,000 more real estate professionals than our closest competitor. So I don't care what any of these competitors say about the number of agents that they have. We are by far the largest residential real estate sales force in the globe, bar none, as we sit here. Our sales professionals are well-trained, certified professionals, and you represent the best of the best. Wouldn't you say that you do? Yeah. Absolutely. Our awards and our incentive programs are legendary for motivation and impact. And we are a destination brand, not only for real estate professionals because of our blue chip training, our infrastructure, our platform, our support, our field deployed resources, but also for the recognition opportunities that we offer. We are a strong and iconic company, and we are the brand of choice for consumers. You know, when you say Century 21, you don't have to say real estate. People get it. They already know what you're talking about. We have a 97% brand awareness in the consumer base. That's almost total saturation. Companies kill for that level of brand awareness. So being part of this organization brings you recognition and credibility right from the start. We are the smarter, bolder, faster, stronger, and more innovative real estate company that everyone in the industry, and hopefully everyone on the planet, is talking about. And we utilize all of these attributes to deliver to more consumers domestically and internationally real estate services, and we do it better than any other company in the world. We are recognized as the global leader in real estate transactions. Does that sound like a company that you want to be associated with? Yeah. Okay. This is the vision that we have for this this organization, and I can tell you, as I said, we're not far from achieving this goal. But we do have some important work to do, and we can only achieve this vision if we hold each other accountable to the highest standard within the industry. So what I want to talk to you about now is I want to show you really the 5 pillars, the 5 strategic pillars that make up the strategy behind what we're trying to achieve. First and foremost, pillar number 1 is the brand, and it's really about brand loyalty, and as David said, brand pride. We are engaged, we are energizing this organization. We are here, we started it with convention. We haven't let off the gas pedal since then. We came together, we created a ton of excitement with our agents and our brokers alike, and we will continue to do that with our awards programs to honor those sales professionals who lead our company. I want to qualify myself for just a second and tell you, I'm a real estate guy. I've been in the real estate business for 23 years. I'm a broker in 3 states. I own my own real estate company. I've done a ton of real estate deals. And the reality is, recognition, it's great, money is great, don't get me wrong, we all do things because we've got to pay our bills. But at the end of the day, it's really about that piece of wood that you get to walk home with and stand in front of your colleagues and talk about how you were honored because of the incredible job that you do. We recognize that, we recognize the value that this is a sales organization, and we're going to treat this organization in that manner. We're going to develop recognition programs that really incent each of you to perform. We want to fill all of our agents. I say that this is, agents are really the fuel, you're really the fuel that drives this engine, and we want to make sure that you are pumped full of high octane at every time that you go to fill up. Because it's really all about creating the most transactions that we can as an organization. Next, we are focused on service delivery. We have a renewed focus on providing field-based resources and services, tools, and support that you need as agents to grow your business. Now, why is it important to you that we service the business in the field? Because you need to know from your managers in the offices where you work what resources are available. What does it mean to be part of Century 21? What is the platform and the value proposition that is available to each of you, and how do you leverage that in order to take your game to the next level? As a real estate agent, I was always looking for the right resources in order to take my business to the next level. And I can assure you that Century 21's platform has what you need in order to maximize your success. So starting with our broker-facing, field-deployed business consultants, every employee who works at corporate is focused on delivering the best possible service to each of you, our agents. We are focused on providing fewer tools and resources. Fewer because we want those tools and resources that we do deliver to be the absolute best and to be delivered flawlessly, and for them to have tremendous value for you to use to leverage your business up. We are organized and we're well poised to leverage the strength of our company as a whole for your benefit and your growth. Pillar number three, and you will see that it's right in the center of our strategy because it truly is the center of our strategy. Pillar number 3 is growth. Growth and recruiting. Working with system leaders like David Romero and his leadership team, including Martha Corellius, Lane Rackley, Sarah Jackson, and Linda Wise. These are highly focused professionals. I got to tell you, this is one of the most talented leadership teams, not only within Century 21, this is one of the most talented leadership teams in our industry today. And every one of you should feel very, very proud that you are associated with them. Let's give them a round of applause. They are focused on your growth. Believe me, this is a team that recognizes and understands that you are the fuel that drives the engine. They want to deliver to you as much value as they can, and they want to build and develop a profitable company in order to be able to grow with the times and be able to withstand the fluctuations in the market like we have found ourselves in for the last 5 years now. And this is an organization that, if you think about what we've been through for the last 5 years, for this organization to remain as strong as it is today is an incredible testament to their leadership skills. So you are very lucky to be working with them. I couldn't be more proud, frankly, to be standing here in front of you as sales professionals for this organization and representing David Romero and his entire team. Century 21 Award really represents the kind of company that we're looking to develop around the globe. It is the smarter, bolder, faster, stronger, and more innovative real estate company, and it represents us as an organization extremely well. In fact, our reputation, our position within the industry is very simple. When you think about the brand, right, just think about who Century 21 is. Our reputation is very simple. It's based on 3 simple metrics. It is the professionals that we associate. It's you, our agents. It is the companies that we affiliate. It's our local brokers. And it is the deals or the transactions that we complete. And I'll talk to you about each of those first. It's the professionals that we associate. Think about that for a minute. It's each of you. It's every time that you have an interaction with a customer. It's every time you serve a customer. What does that customer walk away with saying about you as a Century 21 professional? Do they say that that's the easiest and best real estate transaction I've ever done in my lifetime? I'm going to refer this individual to others that I know because I know that they will be treated well and well served. Is that what your customers say about you? Because what they say about you is what they say about us. What do other professionals in the industry say about you? When you go to an open house, or you go to a networking event, or better yet, you sit across the table from another professional in our business and do a deal. What do they walk away with saying about Century 21 professionals? Do they say that you're a professional who, boy, they would like to emulate a lot of your qualities? Do they say that you're a professional who, better yet, they'd like to come and get some of what you have and work in the same office as you because they think they can take their game to the next level? It's critically important. It's important because this industry is very, very small, and we talk more about ourselves in this industry than I think any other industry on the face of the planet. We're always talking about each other. We're always talking about the performance of each other as professionals. It's critically important how you present yourself to the industry and to your customers. Secondly, it's our local brokers. It's the professionals we associate, the companies we affiliate. It is Century 21 Award. How does this organization appear to the industry? How do we appear to the local community? What does the local community think about your business? How do we give back to the community as an organization? Are we seen as a company of integrity? I would say yes to all of those things. I would say that this company has an incredible reputation, and not only customers are attracted to it, but so are industry professionals attracted to it. And finally, it's the transactions we complete. We're all measured on deals, right? How many deals, how much volume did you have, how many sites did you do, what was your AGC for the year, who sold the iconic piece of real estate in the marketplace? We're always talking about each other and about what it is that we're doing. So those things are very, very important, and we are focused going forward on very smart growth for this organization. And that means that we are going to be bringing companies in to be part of Century 21 and bringing agents in to be part of Century 21 that are going to represent us in the right way. Because every new company that we have anywhere in the country, and frankly anywhere in the world, and any new agent that we bring into this system is a direct reflection of each one of you. If someone's not served well, it reflects on you when you go to hand out your business card if they happen to have a relationship with that person. I want to make sure that it's flawless every single time. So we're going to work with our existing franchisees to help them to grow and to build and to continue to be profitable and bring in lots of top-notch agents and agents from other firms and new agents looking to build a business and build a career. And we are highly focused on our recruiting efforts. Next is learning. Here again, we are going to be results focused. We have always been known as a company that has outstanding basic training in the real estate space. That's terrific. But now we need to be known as a company that this is a place that you not only come to start your career, you come to grow and you come to maximize your success here. I want Century 21 to be a place where people come to finish their career, not come to start their career and then go somewhere else. We need to have learning. We need to have learning that provides the proper training for each of you as a beginner, as a mid-range professional, and as a top-notch professional looking to take your game to a whole nother level. So we are working to become a destination brand where real estate professionals begin, build, and finish their careers. And that's what our learning platform is all about. We will provide an upward trajectory of learning that delivers cutting-edge, relevant, and practical training opportunities for our experienced agents. And And let me tell you what that means. How many of you, a raise of hands, have used the Century 21 learning system? Okay, that's pretty good. That's about 15% is my guess. And I would encourage you, if you're looking for ways in order to improve your business, take time on a Friday night, sitting at your computer, on your lap, in front of the TV, whatever. Spend some time going through the learning system and understanding what's available there. The training is just incredible. And we are working to make that training even more compelling and more valuable every day. We're enhancing the learning platform through a comprehensive redesign. We're going to focus on self-paced, online, and video-based learning. We're also going to increase our in-person training programs. We're raising the bar for all of our affiliates and all of our professionals, and we are encouraging everyone to get quality certification training. Whatever niche you want to be in the industry, you need to have certification training in that particular niche. And if you want to be recognized as a top professional in this industry, through the National Association of Realtors, you can get CRB and CRS training. It's a way to differentiate yourself. What you're trying to do as a real estate professional every day is to differentiate yourself within the market. You can't do that with just market information anymore. You have to find other ways. And the platform that Century 21 has will provide you that differentiating point. We're also working with coaching experts, and we are going to be delivering unparalleled coaching programs to our top agents. Now, pillar number 5 is marketing. And this is the really cool, sexy stuff that I don't get to talk about. But I still love hearing it, because this really is what sets the tone for who we are as an organization outside of those people who you touch on a day-to-day basis, outside of our professionals, outside of the industry itself. This is really within the consumer base. This is where we get to drive excitement, and we get to drive this new message that we are delivering to the market, which is the smarter, bolder, faster Century 21. So, I am pleased to introduce to you our Chief Marketing Officer, who will walk you through our entire 2011 marketing plan, our CMO, Bev Thorne. You good? She just got 6 inches tall.
He gave away my secret. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Hey, if you look at the screen right now, you guys, before I begin to tell you about the marketing campaign, I want to give you a quick hint of what that is. That is the cover of the real estate magazine for the month of July. It comes out from Risk Media. Anybody familiar with it? Well, can you see that picture? That's you guys, a smarter, cooler, faster agent. To it because this is one small element of the overall campaign, but there's an article that you'll see in that magazine that's entitled A New Look at a 40-Year-Old Company. So we're actually, I think they are printing that this week. It will be distributed next week. We will get reprints of those magazines to your offices. So if you want to use them in listing presentations, you'll have them. Anyway, that was just a leftover slide from Rick, so I wanted to hit on that point. But what I really want to do is raise again for you the notion that Rick raised about the 40th anniversary. Now, for those of you who've hit the 40th birthday year yourself, what do they say when you turn 40? 40, fabulous, and we are going strong, right? All right, so what I want to do, Matt, if you can forward my slide for me, I want to step you through why our 40th birthday anniversary, why this is the perfect time and the inflection point for us to talk about Century 21 being smarter and bolder. Because that's what we're aiming to have our marketing programs be this year. This is, as Rick outlined for you, he outlined, you know, those gold bullions that you saw? We have all the foundational pieces, right? We are incredibly close to being the global leader in real estate transactions. Not only in a quantitative sense, but in a qualitative sense as well. We're so close. We think the marketing campaign can be an important element in helping get us up that mountain and finish that final ascent to truly becoming the global leader in real estate transactions. So what do you say? You guys ready for that? All right. Okay, so what I want to do is tell you about the marketing programs that we've got this year that will help to do that, okay? But it all begins, whoops, I see a slide that I was forgetting about, so let me tell you. What we do with the marketing dollars that you give us, Rick talked about, what the staff does, the corporate team. We are very focused in the marketing space on doing 3 things for you with every program that we deliver. And the first is to stimulate preference for the brand in the market. Now, when you're dealing with people who want to buy or sell real estate, they're at various points in that buying continuum, right? Or that selling continuum. They might just be learning about it, they might just be learning about a brand name, etc. What we want to do is provide from the 50,000-foot view, kind of that rain that will pray down on them and give them not only awareness of the Century 21 brand, but some preference towards it. If you think about any really strong brand in the market, why do you feel like it's strong? Why are people passionate about it? Because they've got an emotional bond with that brand, right? Think about the brands that you know and that you love. You know and you love them because you either love the communications and the advertising that you see from that company, or you've had a great customer experience. Well, that portion of it you take care of. The portion of it that the marketing team takes care of is establishing that emotional bond with the communications and the advertising. So the first thing we focus on is to increase the preference for the brand, so that wherever your buyer or seller is in that continuum, when they come upon you, they have a more positive perspective on the brand than they would otherwise have had if they didn't know you at all. The second thing we do is focus very heavily on delivering leads to you, capturing those consumers who are in the market that want to buy or sell a home and getting them to you. At any single point in time, there's only approximately 10 to 11% of the marketplace that is really engaged in any transaction, even thinking about it. So we want to get that 10 or 11% as close to you as we can. The third item that we focus on delivering are superior tools. And we've got lots of those. We're working on minimizing those and strengthening those. So as we looked at 2011, let me tell you that all of the programs we have are couched in the national campaign theme that clearly is, as Rick mentioned for you, smarter, bolder, faster. This campaign embraces all of the elements that we've got. I hope that some of you have seen some of this in the marketplace already. Have you? Okay, good. And do you feel like that campaign is a positive, confident tone? Because it's intended to be 100% focused on you in the marketplace. The intent is for it to be a really positive, self-confident tone that focuses on your capabilities, and maybe even a little bit of an edgy tone. I think you'll hear and see that when I share with you the radio and TV ads, if you haven't already heard and seen those. So on to the next slide, Matt, if I could. Let me tell you that we have what we affectionately call the Dirty Dozen. These are the flagship programs. We have more programs, but these are the 12 flagship programs that I want to talk you through. And what I want you to notice is not so much to know the individual items or elements, but I want to tell you that our programs really span 2 important elements with these Dirty Dozen. On one hand, it's the traditional media that we all know and love. It's the classic radio, TV, print media that we've all known and loved in the past. But just as importantly, it's the online media on the other hand, and that's the smartphone and the digital media that we may not know well from the past, but we absolutely need for the future. We're embracing all of this media. I like to call it a 360-degree campaign, and we're covering as many of those elements as we can. From the corporate perspective in Parsippany, we view ourselves as stewards of your marketing dollars. It is extremely important for us to very enthusiastically and in as big a way as we can make a splash in the market that sends all that attention to you. So let me take a quick look at these 12 elements for you. The first of which I think you did see a minute ago on the screen, and that is the new website. Who's seen the new website that we unveiled in March? Great, okay. I think you can see on this first screen that this is the home page. It's a much cleaner, sharper home page than we've seen in the past. Its primary focus, and draws you to the search function on the top of that page. On the next page, what you can see is that when a consumer inputs what they want for their search, they get some immediate feedback. It's very quick, it's very sharp, it's very focused. What they get is a table underneath the address that they're typing in that gives them information on how many listings are in that locale. Actually, it'll give you a couple of locales. I hope that most of you know and see and recognize it as being very Google-like. If you use the Google search bar, you know that when you begin to type in, it already gives you some options down below, and you don't even have to click on those. What we do on the home page is give you those options, and then we give you the number of listings associated with that location. We give you the number of Century 21 agents and the number of Century 21 offices. The intention there, and it is in every regard, in both small, little ways and big ways, it is intended to compel the consumer to want to take on more. So that's what's done with that page. When they keep going, they'll begin to see the property search results. And again, you'll see on this page much cleaner, sharper than we've been in the past. And lastly, you'll see the page that shows the specific property details. The property details are all those details that you put into CREST or the MLS. But in addition, below that, we provide the rest of the story, as Paul Harper would say, for the consumer who's doing that searching. And we give information on demographics in the area, on the schools, the things that a buyer who's looking at home would want to know and see. That national website is really just the beginning of our online media. We also include expanding what you have input into CREST with your photos, and we have delivered a video for you. So the first thing I want to show you here is this is a full screen image of a photo that was input into CREST. I don't know if you know it, but every photo that was put into CREST was, in March of this year, enhanced and enlarged. You didn't have to do anything. I would encourage those of you who have listings currently in CREST to go back to the office and check and make sure that yours was enlarged. If it was not, the only reason it was not is because it wasn't of high enough resolution. You want to go back and make sure that your original photo was 800 by 600 pixels. And if it was, then we enhanced and enlarged that photo. And do you know why we did that? Because the #1 request from consumers when they look for listings, you guys know what it is, right? It's photos, right? So we wanted to do what we could from an automated fashion to enhance the way that your photos look. In addition to that, we automatically generated a video for you. And we have now posted that video. Every one of our listings, which had pictures that we could generate a video from, have now been posted to YouTube. Did you know that? Good. And why does that matter? Well, when you're 40 fabulous and going strong, I want you to know all of the elements from marketing that are helping you in the marketplace, and this is helping you. Now, one of the things we talked about this morning was this. Do you have any idea how many videos are looked at on a daily basis on YouTube? I'm sorry, I'll get away from the mic. Is this better? All right, let me run that. 200, am I too close to it? That's good.
That's good, man.
200 million videos are viewed each day on YouTube. And guess what? Your listings are now among those 200. You can go on YouTube and you can search on the address of the property. You can look at your own videos there. Consumers can search for that video for you even if they don't know it exists. And they'll find it by inputting the address. It's one more element that we hope is sending consumer demand to you. So our online strategy begins with that website, but it moves beyond that as well. We move on to websites that are elsewhere on the internet, and you'll see here on the screen the fact that we clearly have a lot of display advertising underway on a lot of sites, and you'll see here some examples of those sites. We actually buy advertising on a network basis, so your advertising and the brand name of Century 21 is showing up in many places. It not only shows up on generic sites and general interest sites, it also shows up when a consumer who has been searching the web looking for home-related sites goes to a site. We specifically deliver ads to them. So sometimes you might say, hey, wait a minute, I never see a Century 21 ad online. That might be because you're not going to websites where you're shopping for homes. If you do, even when you're sometimes on a general site, we will deliver an ad to you. Don't worry, it's not that we know you specifically, but it's that if we know that your IP address is going to places that have to do with home buying and selling, then we serve up a customized ad. It's all part of the marketing that we're doing and the sizzle that we've got underway to deliver that demand to you. The internet gives us some great capabilities to target consumers and get those leads to you. So again, I want you to know the story of what we're doing now that we're 40, fabulous, and going strong, so that you're aware of what's going on in the marketplace to bring that demand into you. And next, on the next slide, what I want to tell you is we also deliver those ads when people are reading content-specific material. So let's say the LA Times, if there's an article that speaks to something that relates to a home-related topic, we serve up an ad there for that consumer that has been shopping websites that relate to home buying and home selling. So, you know, your daughter may read the ad and not see, may read the article and not see an ad, but you will when you go to that article because you've been on home buying and selling sites. We continue beyond that. We take your listings and we post them on virtually any website that we know of that showcases listings to the consumers. And right now, that's about 500 websites in the US. So if there's a home buying or selling website out there, you can probably bet that your listings are showing up there. They show up there standardly on those over 500 sites, and you can see here some examples of those. Beyond that, the next step, another one of the dirty dozen, is that we have 5 showcase partners that we work with. And what that means is that on these sites, it's not just the standard listing. We don't just post it and make sure that it's on the store shelf, if you will. What we do is we do it in a more prominent fashion. There's more photos. So if you've loaded as many as 25 photos into Crest, they will show up on these showcase listings. The positioning will be more prominent. You will show up at the top of the search results when someone's looking for a property in your area. In addition, you will typically get that gold frame around it. You also will have your name, your address associated with the listing. Sometimes there are websites that don't take the agent name and phone number. So in that list of 500, you may not always get your name and your contact information. But with these 5 partners that we have for the premium listings, you will. And the sweet spot of these 5 websites is that they are 5 of by far the most prominent websites where consumers are going to search. They are the big aggregator websites. For instance, Realtor.com, which I'm going to guess you all know fairly well, right? Do you all showcase your listings on Realtor.com? Good. This year we announced a new agreement, or rather we extended the agreement, and we were able to negotiate better terms than we had the first time around, so your listing will get an even more prominent positioning at a more effective price. All right, moving on. The next big area that we're focused on with our marketing work is mobility. How many of you have a smartphone? Good, because to be a smart agent, you need a smartphone, right? Smarter, bolder, faster? Well, clearly, you guys, you all know that technology is changing a tremendous number of industries. You also know that the internet has changed the buying process in real estate, perhaps more than in any other industry. Well, this is another trend that's going to change what's occurring in the real estate industry, and that is mobility. 3 areas you want to make certain that you focus on from your marketing perspective is the social, the local, and the mobile. This year, we introduced a mobile app that will work on all smartphone platforms. So for those of you who have the smartphone, if you have an iPhone, you've got a Droid, you've got a BlackBerry, or you've got a Palm, consumers can download our mobile app and use that mobile app to search for homes by the GPS that they're at, or they can input the city and state that they want to search on if they want to search somewhere else. The trend of mobility and its use in the real estate buying and selling is key. We wanted to make sure that we were absolutely there. If you think about it, the mobile phone is really becoming the third screen, if you will. Think of TV as having been the first screen, right? The second screen being the computer. Both of those were really shared screens, right? I mean, you shared the TV in your home. The computer is typically shared, although somewhat individual, but the mobile phone, we don't share mobile phones, right? They're all individual. Your corporate team is also focusing heavily on testing advertising on mobile phones. Initially, consumers were not reacting well to advertising on mobile phones, but they are adapting to it very well now. We're testing along that continuum so that we make sure that your brand is front and center in front of those consumers. All right, with that, I mentioned earlier 3 areas that I would suggest you want to be very focused on. We are from the national perspective, and that is social, local, and mobile. Let's talk about social media and its role in marketing. It clearly is front and center for us in our Dirty Dozen programs. And we centralize our social media activities on our blog. I don't know if you know, but we've got a national blog. And from this national blog, consumers have access to all of the elements that we're using and that we're using quite actively. So you can go to this blog, for instance, and have access to the YouTube channel that we have. And by the way, the YouTube channel is not just for consumers. It's got access for you to some great videos, some how-to videos, how to get engaged in social media. You can access it from here. You can also access our corporate Facebook page. You will see lots of information being shared on that Facebook page. You can also use that as a medium to get to your buyers and sellers who have a Facebook page, who have liked us. So it provides an access to multiple platforms, Twitter as well. And for those of you who may think Twittering is just crazy and silly, do you know how active consumers are with Twittering? And the Gen X and Gen Y buyers, how active they are? Every second, there are 750 tweets going on in the US. Every single second. That's a lot of Twittering. It's just another means for you to communicate with your sphere of influence. So from the national perspective, we've got programs running. We're tweeting. We have information going on Facebook. We are seeking to bring those consumers in and then drive them back out to you and hand that demand to you. I think we'll run through these next few slides. Quickly, I want to tell you very quickly that there's some fun stuff going on in mobile gaming. How many of you participate in mobile gaming? Well, you want to know not just Gen X and Gen Yers. Do you know that across the board, mobile phone users, I think the number is 28%, access it on a daily basis. That's pretty amazing. And guess what? Many of those are buying and selling real estate. I also want to tell you that the brand is very prominent in industry forums these days. You will see us at Inman, at NAR, you will see us in industry publications. If you look at the screen now, you'll see, whoops, maybe you won't see. Oh yes, you will. You will see some examples of some print advertising. Cover stories, back covers, lots of visibility. We were at Inman in New York in January. We will be at Inman in San Francisco in July. Have any of you participated in the agent reboot sessions that Inman runs? Any of you? Okay, great. Inman has these agent reboot sessions in 24 cities across the US. We are showcased very prominently at those sessions. Again, as Rick mentioned earlier, what we're really seeking to do is make the brand very, very prominent. And we want those other agents to walk in and say, wow, I wish my company were doing that for me. I want to be with Century 21. We're at state and local events as well. But lastly, let me get to the good stuff. So we've talked about some of the online stuff, but I think the fun stuff that you might want to see is in our radio and our TV advertising. We have a national radio sponsorship that runs across the U.S. and stations all over. We sponsor drive time radio. So the news and the weather, when they're delivered in the morning and evening drive time, we've got sponsorship of those. We also have sponsorship throughout the day with 30-second spots. How many of you have heard our radio ads? Ooh, not many of you. Is that it, really? Okay, so do you want to hear them? Okay, before we play them, let me remind you of this. Our intention was to take that campaign theme, Smarter, Bolder, Faster, which is focused predominantly on you. So I want you to listen to this radio ad and remember that we're talking about you. Matt?
How smart is a Century 21 agent? They have more brain power than a barrel full of Einsteins and the gentle wisdom of a monk. They know your city, your neighborhood, and they might even know your mom, so watch your language. They can simplify, multiply, and leap tall mountains of paperwork in a single bound. Plus, they know where to find the best cup of joe. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Each office is independently owned and operated.
You know what's interesting, at the convention, the minute that we announced the TV commercials and then the Super Bowl, we sort of overshadowed those radio ads. But I gotta tell you, they are stimulating a tremendous amount of attention in the marketplace. Do you want to hear another one? Yeah. Matt?
Who are Century 21 agents? They're high-tech gizmo-packy problem solvers with an appetite for getting things done. They know the best places to buy a home, to sell a home, and to find antiques, if you're into that kind of thing. They're weatherproof, foolproof, and proof positive that smart people doing good work can make big things happen for great folks like you. Oh, and there's one nearby. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Each office is independently owned and operated.
You that they're talking about. Okay, what I want to tell you is that if you would like to know the radio stations where these are airing, you can get that information on 21 Online. It happens to be on the screen at the moment. I'm sure you can all read it very clearly, right? Okay, that's why you want to go visit 21 Online. Now, how about the TV commercials? How many of you have seen them? Okay, they are running on TLC, which is a cable channel. It is the cable channel that owns and deploys the Cake Boss. So would you like to see one of them? Yeah. Okay, here it comes.
Why call a Century 21 agent? Because they're filled to the brim with caring and patience and plain English translations. They educate, they hold hands, and not for real like during a couple song or a roller rink, but metaphorically, like how they break it all down for you. What's it mean when there's a mortgage lien? I don't know, but they sure do, and they're happy to explain. They're made of insight and speed and sunflower seeds. That's right, sunflower seeds. Because they're all about bringing a big blossoming bundle of happiness into your day. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster.
Remember, that's you that they're talking about. Matt, do I have one more to share on the commercials? I think I have one more.
What are Century 21 agents made of? They're made of dedication and smiles and never-ending files. Their back patio, kitchen sinks, and pens that never run out of ink. They're a Magellan-like sense of neighborhood navigation mixed with the memory of an elephant who has a spectacular memory, even for an elephant. They're a 1 part friendly handshake, 3 part steel wrangler, and 98 parts burning the candle at both ends until they find a perfect home for you. And if you're wondering how someone can be 102 parts, the answer is simple. They're that good. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster.
Do you feel like you're 40 and fabulous? Yeah. All right. As I mentioned, those ads are running throughout the spring and summer buying season on TLC. But in addition, they are running online. They're running online as pre-roll video, which means in advance of a consumer watching a TV show, for instance, on Hulu, or other content. And remember, I mentioned earlier that behavioral targeting. So we target those to consumers specifically and deliver it for them when they're watching online TV. All right, next, we also have the Cake Boss episode. Matt, why don't we run a quick clip of that? For those of you who didn't see it, we're just going to show you the promo clip on this that highlights the episode that focused on Century 21, the 40th birthday, being 40 fabulous and going strong.
Monday.
We have a couple people to feed, 4,000.
Massive cake.
This has got to be all hands on deck. You'll have skyscrapers, farmhouses, European houses. I think this is the biggest steak we ever made.
Monumental delivery.
There's parties in Las Vegas.
Are you kidding me? That's just a little outside the delivery zone. I'm praying that it makes it there and more pizza.
Mega disaster.
I'm pretty nervous.
Almond Cake Boss, all summer long, Monday at 9, only on TLC.
Wondering, no, he didn't actually eat that cake that he delivered. That cake was 12 feet wide, a little bit more than 4 feet tall, including that globe. It was 1,500 pounds of sugar and who knows what other chemicals were in that. That is not the cake that we actually served. There were sheet cakes that we served at the convention in addition to that. And I think Rick and I might have been the only ones who had a piece out of that cake. We were sort of forced to. I didn't want to. I was worried about those chemicals. But we're still here today, so we think it's okay. But the point of it, again, is it was an integration of the Century 21 brand name into a very popular show. We're told by TLC that on the premiere night that it aired, there were approximately 1.5 million viewers. Because they've now shown it multiple times, we believe we are over 5 million unique views of that show. That's lots of visibility for you being 40, fabulous, and going strong. But we didn't stop with the Cake Boss, as you know. I mentioned earlier, and I hope most of you know that wasn't enough icing on the cake for us. We have one more very important element in our 2011 campaign that won't actually be deployed until 2012. Do you know what it is? Matt? The Super Bowl represents the single largest consumer spectator event in the world in a single day, and you will be prominent, very prominent in that. We will air a commercial during the third quarter of the game. Let's hope it's a good game, so everybody's still watching at that point, right? But even if they're not to worry, because we'll air commercials prior to that. For those of you who are Super Bowl fans, and even those who aren't, you probably know the programming goes throughout the day. Throughout the day, we will have a dozen commercials airing that will put your brand name front and center into that largest audience that watches an event in a single day. So if you think the Cake Boss was fun, the Super Bowl can be fabulous for putting you and your brand name in front of consumers. We purposely wanted to announce it at the convention, and we want you to know about it now because we want you to be able to use it for your benefit in the marketplace. There is no other real estate franchise company or brand company that will be present in the Super Bowl. You are the only brand that will be there. So as I depart, and I know my time is running out here, I want to make sure that you know, if only one thing more about the visibility of the brand in front of consumers than you knew before you came here tonight. And are you feeling 40 fabulous, like you're going strong? In order to make sure that you can capitalize in your local marketing efforts as much as possible on this material, I want to make sure that you know on 21 Online, we have something called the Century 21 Campaign Center. Any and every element you might want is there. Do you want a banner ad for your own website? Do you want to print a particular poster? Is there something you want to include in the listing presentation? Do you want to use a radio ad for have your music on hold? Do you want to use one of our commercials in literally your office or at an open house? All of those elements are available at the campaign center. So I want to make sure that you knew that so that you can leverage and capitalize on all of that marketing. And lastly, I just want to tell you then, so to make sure you feel 40 fabulous, like we're going strong, I want you to know the elements that we're delivering this year. And I hope that the combination of this online and this offline advertising puts you in a position to grow your business so that we really do make 2011 be the year that we have the inflection point and we continue and complete that climb towards becoming the global leader in real estate transactions. Thank you very much.
Is that great stuff or what?
Yeah.
I told you Beth gets to talk about all this exciting, sexy things, and I get to talk about the market. So, but I hope you enjoyed that, and hope you have a better understanding of what it is that we're looking to accomplish. We are not only looking forward to the start of a new decade, even though we're into it for a year now, or the start of a new real estate cycle, but we're really looking forward to the start of something bold and new for Century 21, and I think that we've hit the mark. Beginning with our international convention, you know, the energy really created. We haven't let off the gas pedal yet, and it'll continue through 2011, and will all culminate with our ads in the Super Bowl. I could not be more excited about the fact that we're going to have a Super Bowl ad, and as you can imagine, we're having a lot of fun trying to figure out what that commercial is going to look like. You know, it's got to be spectacular. It's got to be something that everybody is talking about the next morning, and it's got to make the ratings of the top 5. And that carries on and brings you a whole lot of additional recognition. So we will be working hard to ensure that. The 5 pillars that I outlined before Bev talked about marketing really present the foundation upon which we're going to build the strategy for us to become the global leader in real estate transactions. And I am certain that together we are going to achieve that goal. What I wanted to do now is to talk briefly about the national real estate market. I think that it's important for all of you as real estate professionals to be able to understand what's happening with the market at a national level, because your consumers, your customers, this is what they see and this is what they hear every single day in the news. They don't ever talk about what's happening locally in a particular community, or you know, the way that we look at our business is, to me, we have to look at our business as a hyper-local business. It's important. Sometimes there's a community, there's one neighborhood within a community that could be performing significantly better than another community. There could be even a street within a particular neighborhood that could be selling better than other parts of the neighborhood. That's the hyper-local nature of our business. But the bottom line is the customer, your customer, doesn't hear about those things. What they hear about is the macroeconomic effects you know, that are impacting our business today, and they hear about the releases from the National Association of Realtors. It's important for you to know that information, because you need to be able to spin that information and make it local for your customer. So I want to share with you now the latest National Association of Realtors statistics that were released earlier this week. They're not great. And your customers are going to hear it and see it, and you've got to be able to combat it. The number of homes sold fell 3.8% in the month of May to an annualized rate of 4.81 million homes. That is down from the prior month in April at 5 million homes, and it is down considerably, 15.3%. From 1 year ago in May of 2010, when we were on pace to sell 5.68 million homes annualized. Now, this is where it comes into your feet on the street knowledge and your understanding of the business. In May of 2010, why was the market performing better than it performed in May of 2011? Tax credit, exactly. Anything that we do, industry-wise, the performance of this industry in 2011 for the first 2 quarters of this year, as they are compared to the first 2 quarters of 2010, will fail in comparison. We do not have the wind of a tax credit at our back. The market is operating at the strength of the market itself. There's no incentive to help move the marketplace. Your customers probably won't remember that. They're not in the business. It's not their job to remember it. It's your job to make sure that you communicate that effectively. Total housing inventory at the end of May fell 1% to 3.72 million homes. You would think that that's good, right? However, the pace of sales slowed, and as a result of that, the number of months of inventory actually rose in the month of May. So even though inventory fell itself, the pace at which the inventory is selling rose, so in turn, the number of months of inventory rose. We now have 9.3 months worth of supply in the United States. Who knows what the equilibrium number of months is for the market? I hear people saying 6. 6 is the number. If we have 6 months of inventory in the marketplace, it's a good ample amount of supply, and what we want is, sustained number of sales somewhere in the 5.5 to 6 million dollars, 5.5 to 6 million unit range. And if we have that, if we have 6 months of supply and 5.5 million home sales on an annualized basis, we will see a steady and sustained price increases above inflationary levels. That's really all that we're looking for, is it not? We're looking for a normalized market. That's what I would consider normalized. Today, it's not normalized, and it certainly wasn't normalized in 2005 when we sold 7.5 million homes in 2005. As compared to this year, we're on pace to sell 4.8 million homes. So just put that in perspective. The national median existing home price for all housing types, this is all housing types, was $166,500. That's down 4.6% from May of 2010. Okay, again, we had the wind of the tax credit at our backs. You had more buyers in the marketplace looking to take advantage of the tax credit, and as a result of that, some people were able to raise their prices, were they not? It's a supply and demand equation. There was much more demand for real estate back when the tax credit was in play, and as a result of that, people were able to raise their prices. All cash transactions, all cash, stood at 30% of the market in May. That is down from 31% in April, however, up 5 full percentage points from May of 2010. You know what that says to me? The smart money is in the market. All cash transactions, investors are taking advantage of the prices that we have in today's marketplace. I tell everybody I know, everybody that asks me anything about this industry, that today is a generational opportunity to buy real estate. And we all know it because we're in this business. Anybody who does not purchase in today's market will kick themselves in the rear end 5 years from now and say, why in the world didn't I take advantage of that market back in 2011? You need to be conveying that to your clients. Even if you're on the sell side of the equation. I'm selling my home. I live in New Jersey. I bought my home, guess when? The peak of the market, 2006. But I'm selling my home today. Am I going to make money on it? Nope. But it's a lifestyle change for me. So there's a lot of people out there who are looking to sell their homes because of lifestyle reasons. In fact, if you stripped away all of the additional demand in the real estate market today and you only looked at the demand that is created by new household formation, people having babies, people retiring and downsizing, kids going off to college, whatever, all of those things, divorce, marriage, all of those things that you can name that create a reason for a real estate transaction, this country would sell 4.8 million homes each year. 4.8 million homes. So my comment to each of you, the market statistics aren't great, but this year, in 2011, we will sell, as an industry, approximately 5 million homes. The value of those 5 million homes is approximately $800 billion. My only question to each of you is, what piece of that $800 billion do you plan to take? In my entire career, I never allowed the market to dictate my success, ever. I was always a top agent every single year. It didn't matter what the market was doing because I always knew that there were buyers and sellers in the marketplace. And that's exactly what all of us can be doing. It just doesn't matter what's happening in the market. Just be smart about the market and leverage your smarts and your street knowledge in order to create an opportunity for a customer. Simon Sinek's going to talk about the why part of it, and I think you'll walk away with a whole new perspective on how you can spin this concept into being a better professional for your business. Regionally, here in the West, home sales was unchanged. We had a pace of 1.17 million homes being sold on an annualized basis, but prices were 10% below a year ago prices. Again, the tax credit at our back. The median price in the West was $192,300, which, is 12% below May of 2010. So again, that's the big picture. It doesn't really matter what's happening, but you need to be smart about it. Market information is available to everyone, and they're all of your customers, before they even call you or meet you, they've already done the research. They've already looked on the internet. They know what's happening in the communities. They know what your competitors are doing. They know what's happening within the housing market as a whole, because they're trying to position themselves to be able to negotiate better. They want to be as smart as you are in the process. The thing is that they don't have the feet on the street knowledge that you have. That's where you truly differentiate. Know these numbers, know the macroeconomic things that are impacting our business and impacting the economy, and then know how to spin that in the way in which you can serve your customer better. We are on our way as an organization to being the global leader in real estate transactions, but we will only get there if we do it together. We need to hold each other accountable to the highest level of standard. As I talked about earlier, our reputation is based on 3 very simple things: the professionals we associate, the companies we affiliate, and the transactions we complete. You are Century 21. Century 21 Award is Century 21. We can do all of these great things from an international standpoint. We are nothing without you. I'm looking forward to your continued success. This has been a great evening. I hope everybody's going to take advantage of SeaWorld. I happen to feel pretty crazy because I think I was like the most overdressed guy at SeaWorld tonight. And me and Shanru may not have a date. I don't know. But I want to thank all of you for being here. It's been a terrific evening, and we've certainly enjoyed having an opportunity to make a presentation. Thank you. I'm glad David walked up. I do have 2 more things that I want to mention to each of you. Well, I know I said 1, I was just kidding, it's really 2. The one thing is that each of you should know, and I hope that you do know, and I hope that you have a tremendous amount of pride in your hearts for who you are as a company. But Century 21 Award is the #1 Century 21 company in our entire worldwide system. Put that in perspective. We have 8,000 offices in 72 countries and territories around the world. And this company, your company, is the #1 company in the entire globe. That is just unbelievable. Secondly, I do want to recognize and mention the fact that Century 21 Award has renewed its commitment to Century 21, to this organization, for a long term. And we are so excited about it, and I can't tell you just how proud we are, David, to have you and your organization and your leadership team representing this brand.
Thank you, Rick. This is because of all of you, so give yourselves a big hand. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll hear from Simon Sinek after the break. So 5 minutes, we'll see you right back here.